Good afternoon, team. So as we set up our stuff, my computer isn't working. So we're back to Ben's. We're back to Ben's computer. So hopefully this will log on for everybody. A set of weights, a ball, a mat, and your body. If you don't have a ball or you don't have the weights, you can easily do the workout without them. And as we go in, I know there's so much going on right now, and I really contemplated, like, is this what do we need and what is going to serve you best today? And I just keep coming back to, no matter what's happening around us, and sometimes when things are heavy or we don't understand the things around us, if we can just make this little space that can maybe help us be a little bit more grounded in processing some of it, we'll just burn off a little bit of some excess energy and try and kind of reset our brain so that we can launch after our time together and maybe be in a little bit different space. So I remember completely different situation, but I remember the morning of 9/11 and really not wanting to go into work and not knowing how I could teach a class with that stuff going on. And the alternative was that we would all sit and watch and just take in media. And I knew that wasn't necessarily what was better for everyone also. And so we came together like we always do, and we were respectful and quiet and got our time together and came together and fed and nourished our souls so that we could go out and launch into the world in a time that so desperately needs us to take care of ourselves so that we can be the contrast, that we can be the light with all the other stuff that's out there. So I come to you today with that intention, with a heavy heart for where we're at as a nation. But I know that when we come together, that's how we change the world. So pardon me, and we'll grab our weights. You guys are incredible. So I want you to remember that when we see people making such poor decisions, and when we see people being violent and not caring about one another, the last thing we want to do is hole up and not continue to fight for what's good. So let's do that like we always do. And I'm with you today with this. This may be the only time that this video is on. So I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sure that we'll keep this one up. We'll see how it goes. But from here on out, just know that take this as a respectful way to just pay tribute to all the people that are really, really affected by what's going on right now. And then praying for safety for those who have to fight that. So, all right. I appreciate you, team. I wish I could love on all those people that really need it, that are out there. I know there's stories and reasons why they're doing what they're doing, but holy smokes, it's hard. So I haven't, I purposefully do better when I read versus watching. So I'm going to continue that process, just to be aware, but not to be, because it's easy for me to love you guys. It's way harder to love people that are creating such trauma. So with those arms in front, nice strong circular shape with those arms, we're going to start with a little rotation to the right. So as we twist and turn to the right side, squeezing the glutes as we come up. And then again, in your space today, I want you to think about what you need. If that means that you do some cardiovascular intervals instead, go for it. If that means you stick with me into that bar. I didn't even, with all, like my day has been a day anyway, outside of what's happening in the world. Last two, and then to the left other side. But I forgot to check. But I'm pretty sure this is Barre-less bar day, right? Can someone confirm that? I have Barre-less bar in my head, but I'm hoping that wasn't something I made up. Now, in a moment, I'll kick off my shoes, but I didn't have time to do that before we came together. So If you have shoes on, great. If not, again, this class is so good to be barefoot if you can. In 4. Oh, good. Started to doubt myself for a second. Now take the arms straight up. I know tomorrow is step. I remember that one. 4 more. 3 into. Now check it. You're going to come down and hold. Pulls the arms to the right side. So you're coming down into that squat, scooping the belly button in, squeezing the glutes as you twist. 8 more. Last 8. I have like 4 pairs of socks on. My shoes are so tight. Last 4. 3, 2, and to the left, other side. Squeezing your glutes, pressing your hips forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 2. Now come center, down and up, drop and lift. It's true. I feel like maybe we should have been doing some boxing or something today. If I could have predicted, if I could have thought that through. Last 4. 3 into. Now, as you come up, twist your body. So we come down just to the right, team. Press your hips forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and other side. So we come down and twist. Your abdominals are tight, your glutes are tight as you lift the heart every time you come up. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now one of each. Take it down to the right and down to the left. On a completely different note. Oh, that's so good, Laura. That's true. See, such good perspective right there. So my computer, last night, I don't know if you remember, one more time. Now check it, we're gonna come down this time and then up overhead. When we were talking at the very end of last night's workout, I was saying that my battery said, you need to plug in your computer. And my computer was plugged in. And I did all the things that they said to do to get it to work. It's, for whatever reason, either the charger isn't working or the computer isn't working. But, so once again, Ben's much older computer saves the day. 2 more, and then hold it up, bend right, and down. Never a dull moment. He's such a trooper helping me out. So you're drawing the right ribs to the right hip as you come down and up. 4 more. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Now to the left, other side. You're picturing your inner thighs as you come together with your inner thighs. Squeeze like you're squeezing a ball in between the thighs. So you want to be intentional with that, team. All right, one of each friend. Go right. And go left. Ribs are in and down. 1 more. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Now arms out to the side this time. 8. Soften the elbows. Your palms are still up towards the ceiling. 4 more. Ribs in and down, team. Last 2. Now check it. We're going to pulse down 3. So we go 3, 2, 1. Big reach up. 3, 2, 1, and reach. 3, 2, 1. Try and take your feet, heel to all 10 toes, and ground them into the earth. I know. I'm a mess today. My hands are numb, my feet are numb. I ran in the door like 3 minutes before we got together. So, you'll laugh, Lisa, because when I take 4 more, when I take off all my layers, I still have a lot of layers on. 2 more. Last one, and we're going to step it out, team, and then reach across the body, right, left. And same thing, baby. Yep. I have a sweatshirt, another sweatshirt, but we're together. That's all that matters. Last 8. I had another coat on, and while I was waiting for this to log in 4, I thought, let's not be excessive, Stacy. Now watch your right arm. So this is the one we practiced last week. Sweep it across the body. That right elbow is up. All right, I'll make you feel a little better, Lisa. 1 down. Now I'm done with all my coats. Last 4. I know, so good. It's like swimming a little bit, right? Now take it down to the floor, drop it down, pull back. Now you take it more into a lunge with this right leg, staying nice and straight, and the left leg plunging in a bend towards the toes. Last 4. Now take it across the body so you go shoulder height. Adjust that pace for what feels right for you. Reach it down. Now across the body, 2. And take it down, 2. Now 1 of each team, over, dive down. Over, dive down. Woo. Strong abs. Last 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. All right. 2 more, 2 more. Last 1. Now reach across the body, right, left. 8. Spinal rotation, nice and strong. Now right arm high, left arm low. You come up, reach down, up. So you want to rotate through the torso, good for the fascia as you reach side to side. Now just that right arm for 8. Rotate this right hip. 4. Now left, right, reach it over. Shoulders set back and down. All right, team, 2 more. And then circle that left arm. You're trying to keep that left elbow shoulder height. Ooh. Feel so holy. Hey, honey. What you want to say hi? All right, friends. 4. I missed you. 2. And reach down. So you drop down, sweep back. Down, sweep back. How's that for some levity? I know. All right, thanks, bud. Feel so. Grace is like, ha ha. Freedom. 2. Take it across the body. 4. 3. 2. Reach down. That is such a good dog brother. Last 2. Take it across the body for 2. Drop it down, drop it down. Oh, I love it. Across. Is it too young in? Down. One of each team, take it over. Dive down. Over. Thanks to Ted. Okay, Benny. Is she in the kennel? No. Yes, thank you. I gotta make sure I know what I'm up for when I walk in the other room. Woo. All right, 4 more teams. Honor you. 3, 2. Last one. All right, team side to side. Let's go. Now take that left arm high, right arm low. Now, I'm not sure that we've done this time in this order, putting Hopester in her kennel. So, if she starts getting really vocal, we'll see. We'll just see how that goes. And left arm, just the left for 8. Twist this hip. Last 5. In 4, 3, 2. All right, team, step it together. Backstroke, right arm, tap it. Left arm, you release up. Now I could do that standing without the squat. Your way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now breaststroke, both arms circle out. Step the legs nice and wide. Elbows stay shoulder height. 8. Squeeze the glutes, press your hips forward. You have 4, 3, 2, and reverse. It is swimming day. I feel like I'm just pretending we're on vacation. Like, what about Bob? Vacation from our problems. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Back to that backstroke, team. Step it in. Take it down and around. Down and around. Prisoner. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's our favorite line. Breaststroke. Woo! We use that light in our house all the time. I love it. Four more in 4. This time we get to reverse the team. And bring it in. Circle. Elbows up, elbows up. Woo. Reach one right there. 4 more, last 4. 3, 2. Now sweep the arms back, and you're contracting the back of the shoulders, posterior deltoid, drop deeper into that squat. You have 8. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders, so you don't want to be hunched up here. In 4, 3, 2, and circle back. I have to admit, I'm sweating too. Not a shocker. It would be hard not to with all my layers. Last 4, 3. I shouldn't have done all that big movement, Lisa. In 2, and full press. So we retract and press it. Retract and press it. Now add a little pulse right here. In the morning. Woo. Oh, yes. Good. Good. Good for the psyche, too. 3, and 2. Now, crisscross the arm. Let's go. All right. One more. As you crisscross, nice strong chest. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse the legs, arm press pull. So you're taking the arm and you want to stir it. You're turning it in that shoulder socket. Apparently the onion is another one I have to improve. That's so funny. Right? In a moment, it won't feel like arm day. 3, 2, and crisscross legs, stay still. I'll show you. Is 8, 7. The hips want to tip back, and you're tipping those under. 4, 3, 2. Now, deadlift position, pulse your arms up. So our goal is that we tighten the abs, and then we're watching that we're not here. So you retract. If you need to take your thumbs to the ceiling, that might help. They feel so heavy, right? Yes. And upper back. 8, 7. That second day is usually the day that gets me. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now watch, you're going to rotate, push back, open up, push back, open up. Now up ahead, if you have a ball, we're going to use it, but you could use anything light for the next part or nothing at all. A yoga block would work. It's funny because I was talking to someone who didn't do this Mondays. They did last Mondays, this Monday. So they did the late one. And I had to think back. They were going over like where they were sore. And I was like, man, once one thing is done and we moved on to the other, I had to try and remember what last week felt like. 4, but I know my legs were heavy. Last 2 and 1. Now check it out. Grab your ball if you have one, and then repeat that right knee. Yeah. Well, that's because you guys, you didn't get just arm day, since you had leg and arm day. So lucky, such a gift. So right now, fast twitch muscle fiber, you're right here, finding your balance. And then check it. Slow it down, loop it. When I was making dinner last night, I turned on Less is Now. Less is Now. It's a documentary on minimalism. So good, you guys. So good. Even if you just watch 5 minutes of it, you don't have to watch the whole thing. 3, 2, and repeat. Speed it up. Tap it. Round 2 of 3, friends. Woo. So now your arms should feel pretty great. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 2, and 1. Now slow it down. Oh, maybe it's brand new. I just saw it for the first time last night too. I was looking for something. I think it's Less is Now. Less is Now. Check that. Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original. That's funny, Lisa. I wonder if last night was the first time that was on. And repeat. Speed it up last time. I was looking for something in the documentary aisle that was about an hour. That was my criteria. I hate to admit all these things I'm watching, but the other thing I watch, because I love supporting women is Drew Barrymore's new movie, and she did a really good job with it. But it says it's a comedy, and just be warned, it is not at all a comedy. Slow it down, slow it down. I kept turning to Vic, and I was like, when is the funny part? When is the funny part coming? But it gives you a little more empathy, though, for people in the spotlight. Your left leg should feel so great. Like dynamite. 8, 7, abs, 6. Yeah. I know those teasers get me all the time. 2 more. All right, team, check it out. Step it out. Over, under. You come over. If you want, add that little plate. Let me get back on the screen. I guess you can't really see my feet anyway. But that was a jump here, or without a jump. Just 8, 7, 6. Your abs are so strong. 4. 2. Now circle the right leg. Circle it, tap, and reach. Circle it, tap, and reach. Circle it, tap, and reach. Circle, tap, reach. Circle, you got it. Ooh. We have 4 more to the right. Two more. Last one. Now to the left, over, under, right here. No. Jump if you want, team. Watch. Our goal is not to be here, hunched over. Lift this up. Dynamite. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. All right, team, check it. Left leg, tap down. Left leg, tap down and lift. Circle it, tap down and lift. Circle it, tap down and lift.
We can leave the Christmas lights
up till
January. This is our place.
We make the rules. 8.
Serious.
Hope's doing so good in there.
Got only 20 seconds. 20 years.
Can I go where you go? Can we always
be this close?
forever?
Take me out and take me
Free. Last 2. All right, friends, last one. And over under for 8, 7. Now we're getting ready to go out to that left leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Repeat that right knee. So as you come into that, you find your balance nice and strong. Abs are tight. Where you go, strong leg team. Be this. I'm sure you know this, but we're on the same leg, yeah? Double checking. You're my lover. 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, mine too. Ooh. Last 2 and 1. Slow it down. Balance. Dramatic and true to mine. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and repeat. Oh, that leg feels so loved. Can we always? Good news is the sets are short. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Slow it down. My lover, bird. 8 more, last 8, 7. I love it. 4, 3, 2, repeat, last set. So good, Ching. Last set, treasure it. Woo. 8, 7, 6, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down. I did. I did. You would think once you approve 1, they would just know you're okay with it. But who knows? 4, 3, 2, ball between your thighs, and then pull in. Tight, 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 tight abs, shoulders. Yeah, I know. They have more to block with me taking off all my layers than with the onion emoji, but I'll stop at this layer. Watermelon. Hold the legs together, pulse down. Tuck your belly button in. I just wanna. So, I'm gonna actually take off my socks so you can see. We're gonna come in, hopefully that'll help. We're gonna come into a releve on the next part. It's completely optional. If that helps at all. Now, take it down and hold. Lift your heels up down. Find your balance. So again, you could choose to lift your toes instead. Anterior tibialis here, gastrocnemius here. 8, 7, 6, tuck it, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the heels up, pull it, tight, tight, tight. Pause, pause, tighter, stronger, you have 8, 7, 6, strong, 4, 3, 2, hold the legs tight, pull the legs down and up. I love it. Smell something burning? Me too. Me too. I've been trying to decide which one burns the most. Quads, the calves, in 4, last 3, 2, hold it down, heels down and up, go. Eight more, last 8, 7, 6, all right, team, 4 more, last 4, then we have to go to the other leg, run out of time. And 2, and 1, let me pull up. Now, if you need to stretch your back, give it a second and then come back and when you're ready. It's a lot of back work, a lot of posterior muscle chain work. 8. And slow it down, pull. So options, I'm here. I could tap down. I could stay in mid-air. I could tap the knee instead of circling. Your way. 7, 6. Drive your abs in. 4. That right glute is strong and tight. 2, 1. Repeat. Hit. Round 2 of 3 of set 1. 8 and 4. Slow it down. 8 more. Let's go. 8. I love it. What's funny is that I really celebrate that when we're outside. Every time someone takes off a layer, speed it up. I applaud like it's the most exciting thing. So I feel like this is bringing us all together, inside, outside. I love it. Woo! 3 of 3, team. Strong right leg. 8. 4, 2, 1, circle. Bump, bump, bump. So you drop down into that squat on that right leg. That's the best part. 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, and stand tall. Watch you go hand to hand. Drop down. So we reset the back. Loosen up the hips. Now, take it up and over right here. Bum, bum. Getting ready for that over under. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now over under. So you take the ball and you're reaching it underneath the thigh. Underneath the thigh. I don't trust that. I would hate to get cut off just in case I accidentally go a little too long. Now again, if your back, we've done so much back work, if your back does better right here, still pass your obstacle from hand to hand. It's all good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now we're going to take our ball in the left hand. Check it. So the left hand comes left, center. Now if tapping it to the floor is too low, see if you can come knee to knee. Right, left, left. All right, now you're going to travel it, so check it. So you go center, center. So it's 4 taps. Taps. Whether that's all the way to the floor or imaginary, all good. Fascia, lunge, squat, squat, lunge, lunge, squat, squat, lunge. 2 more. Last one. Now tap it to the left, and then you come big circle over. Big circle. That could be right here, team. Your way. 8 more. You have 8. Then the ball goes in that right hand. 4, 3, 2. Now you start out, ball in the right. You go left, right. Lunge, lunge. Tuck your belly button in. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Same thing right here, team. 4. Strong. 3, 2, 1. 4 taps. You go left. Squat, squat, right. Left, squat, squat, right. Lunge, squat, bum bum. Anything could. 8, 7. Each tap of the ball connects a different contraction of the abs. Same thing right here, team. 4 more. 4. Travel in. 3, 2. Last one. And take it down and up right here. Ha. Sweep it. Scoop the abs in. Now remember, we have one more round, team. In 5, 4. Now after we finish our repeater knee, we take it down to the mat to finish. And left knee, let's go. So, abdominals help to contract strong to support your back. Use that to your advantage. I could stand taller. I can tip lower. Find what you need. 4, 3, 2. Slow it. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Right leg nice and strong. Repeat, repeat. That's fair. That's fair. It feels like it. My goal is that if I just keep changing from leg to leg, moving different in between, you won't even notice those 4 million A-lifts. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. In 2 and 1. Circle it. Ha. Squeeze your right glute so strong. On yours. 8 more, 8 more. 7, 6. Last 4, 3, 2, and repeat again. Last set. Already? Woo. What am I gonna do? Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down. Reach. 8 more, just like that. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 2 and 1. Now from there, we made it, team, all the way down to your mat. From there, the ball is in between the legs, always optional. Lay it down and fly. Squeeze the ball. What am I gonna do? As we open up the arms, your abdominals are tight, the tailbone is pressed down. 2 more. Now watch, take them away for 8, 7. I could do the arms alone, I could do the legs alone, your choice. 4, 3, 2, now 1 of each. Open up the arms, and then retract. What's up I do? Now when you open the arms, squish the ball a little tighter. If you're not using the ball, squeeze the inner thighs just a little stronger together. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now Now watch, legs go out, right arm and left, right. Eight more, last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 2 and 1. Open up, right arm, open up, left arm, open, right. Squeeze the ball. 4. Last 3, 2, last 1. Now right arm open, both arms back. Left arm open, both arms back. Drive your abs in. So your ribs are staying pressed into the mat, team. Last 4. 3, 2, last 1. And straighten the legs, bend. Straighten, bend. Now point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. When the knees bend, bend the elbows. Now I know that's a lot going on at once. I know, and then I just made it worse.
Sometimes I don't understand nothing. I try to be everything that I can. But sometimes I come out as doing nothing. I'm praying that they make me a better man. Maybe one day I'll step something.
4, 2, alternate your curl right to left. Tailbone down, you have 8. 4 more, last 4. This one, 2. Now pulls down. See if you can take your hands farther back. Squeeze the ball, you have 8. In 4, 2, and 1. Now check it. Set your right weight down. Place the ball under your left foot. And then that right foot comes to the left hand. Upper body, you can have the head down or the head lifted. Now team, when that right leg comes up, roll the ball away. Eight, 7, last 4, 2, bend your right knee. Same thing with your head down, team. Eight more, last 8. Oh, you know this. You know this. 2 more. Now 1 of each brain. Here we go. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and switch legs, team, switch arms. Now the ball goes under that right foot. We can even just hang out right there. You don't have to move it. Then you take that left foot to the right hand, and then when that left leg comes up, roll the ball away. Yeah. Strong. So close, team. I need you to 8. 4, 2, and elbow to knee. Go again with me. 4, here we go. 2, 1 each. Four more, we got it. 3, 2, last one. All right, team. Now take the ball, place it underneath the shoulder blade. Then from there, lengthen out the leg and pull. Now, if I don't want to pulse my upper body, I can reach and come here. Come on, baby. Your legs are a little wider than the hip width. Last 8. In 4. Now open the legs, diamond the legs as you come into that. Same thing. I can pull here or here. So while I'm in that stretch, I can have my feet closer to my hips or inner thighs, farther away for that IT band. It's a nice long stretch. Last 3. 4, and we're going to lift and bend to the right. So lift, bend, center, now left. Lift, bend, center, lift, bend. I love it. A stretch is a stretch, I guess. It's even better when we're getting all this ab work at the same time, huh? 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Now pull straight up. Lift. And 4. Now lift and turn. So we lift, turn, other side. Now your leg placement should really isolate to the forward, making it just a little bit smaller. 8. One more. 3, 2. Alright, close the legs, alternate the lift, right, left. Now you have 2 options. You either start from the bottom or the top. Oh, yay, GA, we're almost there. Say you got this, abs. Woo. Oh, man. You're gonna cut me off. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep going. 3, 2, and reach the leg out. Now flex the foot, stretch the Achilles. Now, this is our home stretch, so if you need to make it harder, roll back. If you need to make it easier, roll forward. Bum, 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 bum. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The last thing for effort is that kick. Last 2, hold it out and kick it. I could bend the knees. I could bring them higher up or drop them down your way. Oh, burn. And then dropping more. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll up. Grab onto your feet, roll back, stretch the back. Keep your belly button in. Now take your left hand on the right foot, bring the right hand behind the butt. Close your eyes now, what are you dreaming? And flip it. Right hand. You're pulling against it. You should feel that underneath that rhomboid. Inhale. Exhale, back to both feet neutral. Pull back. And then find your ball weight all the way down. Bend your knees, lift your bottom, place your ball underneath your tailbone, let the knees come in. Short time, team. And 10,000 more. Straighten your legs, flex your feet. Open up the legs. I know, I figure while we're here. Inhale. Exhale, close your legs, bend your knees, let your knees hang open. You're my curiosity. Inhale. Exhale, close your legs, straighten the legs, flex the feet open. One last try. Aw, you're welcome. I felt like this was a perfect way to end today. Big breath in. Exhale, close your legs, bend your knees, let your knees hang open. Last time. Inhale. As you exhale, close your legs, straighten your legs, and then open the legs. Now this time when you open the legs, go ahead and take the hands on the inside portion and push them out so you're pushing them out like the splits. Bring the hands around and back behind. Pull the toes a little closer to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, close your legs. You can reach back, grab the hamstrings, the calves, the feet. Lift your head, fold yourself in half. Breathe. And set your head down, soften the knees. One foot at a time, set it down to the floor. Lift your hips off the ball or whatever you're using. Remove it, lay your back down, straighten the legs. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, relax your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, all the way out to your fingertips. Let the weight feel heavy and sink into the floor. Deep breath in. As you exhale, relax the ribs, the abdominals, the hips. Let the torso feel heavy and sink down to the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, relax the legs, relax the knees, the ankles, the feet, the toes. Let your body feel heavy and sink into the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, check in whatever mental, physical, emotional stress that you can let go of, leave it here. Inhale. As you exhale, release and let go. One more time. Big breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and wake up the fingers, wiggle the toes, open your eyes. Roll yourselves up so you come into seated, flip over onto your hands and knees. Once you're on your hands and knees, dig the toes into the floor, lift the tailbone, press back. Walk the hands back with intention. Roll yourselves up, squeeze your glutes, draw the navel to spine. Roll your shoulders back and down, heart to the ceiling. Big breath in, arms come up. And exhale one more time, big deep breath in, arms up. And exhale, give yourselves a big hand. Way to come together today, you guys. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking time away from everything that's going on to do something that's healthy for your body. Again, even if you sat and drank coffee or stretched through the workouts, or if you did Tabatas or whatever it is that you do as we come together, just know that taking that time to reframe and reset your body is so important. So the movement, that's why in terms of what we schedule here together, it's a selection of things that make us strong in different ways. But just know that most importantly is that we show up and we get ourselves fed so that we can go and go into the world a better version of ourselves than how we began, which is so important. And the only thing, thank you, Laura. I appreciate you guys very much. And I think my biggest thing, and I hate to be preachy, and I know that you guys are not this way at all, but it's such a strong tendency when we have these polarizations, when we have people doing things right now that are painful to see and to watch, is to create the same angst and anger and hatred towards a group of people that we don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. And I'm not, I know that I'm with you for sure in your thoughts and feelings with people mistreating others and doing things that are so violent and destructive. And the only thing that I think that I feel is so important for a team to come together and remember is that feeding the negativity in our mind doesn't make it any better. So if we focus on what we hate or what we hate about those actions or those people or what's happening, then we tend to cycle in that same pattern of the people that are doing the things that we don't agree with. And so if you can try, as you read the news and watch TV, if you can try and look at it from a place of knowing that we just don't understand why people make certain choices, we don't know what people are carrying, it doesn't make things right, but just to not give your brain so much space to put anger and hatred and bitterness in your soul and your heart and your mind, because the more we feed that, it breeds more of that, and then that will affect us individually. So don't let their actions change who you are. And that is way easier said than done. But just, I hope you can feel inspired in that. It's easy to default to that and to go into judgment and to go into anger because what they're doing is so wrong. But if you can just remember to preserve your
the beautiful soul that you are, if we let that in, then it affects us in a negative way and they win even more. So yes, for sure. And I know I talked about this whenever, I can't remember now, but I watched Wild Wild Country. And I know that one's not new, and my sister was watching it. And so I started watching it, and Vic was not into it. So he was like, I cannot wait till that's over. But it was really good for me how they did that. If you haven't watched that, and if you haven't studied like when the Rajneeshis, what's interesting is I was alive and I lived here during that time. So it was intriguing to me. But when I watch it, I really can see how both sides were wrong in some ways, and not to justify any of the things that happened that were violent or that were bad. But if you watch the basic from the very beginning, it's fear of not knowing what people were about. And these fear on both sides bred actions that are regrettable and then ruined the start of something. Like they started their whole movement from a place of beautiful, love and being in unison with nature and one another. But what came out of it was not good. But so I feel like it's a good reminder, even if you just watch the first one or two, or even just that takeaway is that both sides ended up being wrong in the end. And they fed each other. And so then it was just like level up. And they both were just more aggressive. And in the end, how I see it when I watch that, I think they're both wrong. And so I know that opinion's not going to be popular, but I don't think either side handled it well. So that's my opinion. But it was really good to see how it started, because it started from like, oh, those people are different. I don't understand it. So I'm going to fight it, instead of learning and coming to a peaceful solution. But anyway, it's true. And Chie, that documentary series, I wouldn't call it negative at all. It's more educational. It was more educational to me, but you could listen to it. You don't have to watch it. My sister just listened to it because she was cleaning her fridge while she was watching it. And I had it because Vic was watching the game. I just had to have it in my earbuds because it was like 6 episodes, and that was 5 too many for him. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon. Feel loved, feel supported, and and Chie, no pressure to watch it either. I think we can learn a lot from it's like that's way in the past at this point, not way, but way in the past at this point. But it's fascinating to understand, like it didn't start for like how it started wasn't that aggressive. And then it got super aggressive, and the power of like one person can change as we know, power of one person can change a lot. So, I think it's more just fascinating. I'm glad, Laura, that you've seen it, so that there's one other person that knows what I'm talking about. And I think they did a really good job for sure. And how my sister felt about it and how I felt about it was very different. So not everyone's going to have the same opinion, but I appreciated and treasured learning that from in the future, hindsight's always 2020, but in the future, looking back and being able to be on my side of it, where I can look at both stories, both sides of it. They both made decisions based on not getting to know, it's like speaking a different love language. So no, I've obviously been talking about too many documentaries. Less is super short. Not like, I don't feel like you'll find any controversy in that. It's talking about not accumulating. Don't let your stuff own you. Own your things. Don't let your stuff own you. It's like 50 minutes, super short. You also don't have to watch that. You could easily listen to that one. You also could watch 10 minutes of it and get the same motivation as 50 minutes of it. So that's different. Wild Wild Country is on the religion when the Rajneeshi community came to Antelope in Oregon. It's the story of that. And it follows kind of what happened, how they started and what happened, and then how it ended. So she's like, I have children. Why do you keep suggesting all these things? I don't know if, again, it's long. Lisa, did you feel like it was too long? I didn't, because I was listening to it while I was doing other chores. So it didn't feel too long to me, but Vic was like, this is a lot of content to you could probably read about it faster. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to go take Ben to his little study visit, and trying to think if there's anything else on a more positive note. I feel like our time together is always very positive regardless. But anyway, I probably will. Yeah, it kept me hooked too. I was a little bummed how much it kept me hooked because I wanted to be done with it, but I really needed to know. And then I kept reading about it so I could say it's not new for sure. It had never looked appealing to me, but my sister sent me a text and it was like, what? I can't believe she's free. And that was all the text was. And so I was like, what? And so then I had to watch, like she was probably on 5 when she said that, or maybe 6. And so I had to watch to catch up to see what she was talking about. So, but it did keep me intrigued. It did not keep my other sister intrigued. Yeah. It's like a little movie trailer. So I watched it and then could weigh in with my one sister. And then my other sister was like, I got 10 minutes into it. And then I was over it. And Vic got 10 minutes into it and was over it. So it may not be for you, Chie. Just check it out and see. But I know when you're raising kids, this may not be the time that you want to do. Like I go through seasons. When my kids, I only have one. When my child was little, I just watched cooking shows and what's that one where they pick 3 houses and they go, and it's like, you can have this house, or this house. And then they pick one of the 3 houses. House Hunter, something like that. When Ben was little, that's all I got to listen to or watch because you don't have to stay involved and you can come and go. And I watched a lot of cooking shows because you can kind of come and go. And now I can move past that a little bit now that he's 13. But I love you guys. I will let you get back to your day since I know you have a lot going on. And then as we go in, yeah. And I remember I got into House Hunter or whatever that one is. I'm going to look that up now because it's going to bug me. But whatever that show was, it was because it was the only thing on at 3 a.m. that I could find that I could engage in other than infomercials. And I was up a lot at 3 a.m. So I'm glad I still am, but I don't get up and watch TV anymore. That's a step in the right direction. That's a win. So by the time your children are 13, you're welcome, Chie. I don't know how much of a gift it is, but you can always just turn it off, right? And I really will probably pull this one off. So House Hunters. Oh, yes. I was way too excited about you looking that up. Thank you, Laura. What's really funny is in that period of my life, it was always international House Hunters because that was what was on at 3 a.m. So I learned a lot about like houses in Spain and Europe, all over the place. So that was fun. But now I haven't watched one of those shows in a really long time. I still would like it. What's sad is how hooked you can get on those things where it's not even, you don't know the people and you're not even looking in the market for what they're in the market for, but they're addictive. So anyway, but I am with you, Chie. I'm trying to watch less and have less stimulation. So that's my goal. And that is a good segue into Less Is Now, because that's exactly what they're talking about. Yeah, it's good, huh? And too, Lisa, you can learn a lot about different, how different cultures, like what types of setups, like the communities and I find that one really interesting. And it makes you want to buy houses in lots of other places. But I've yet to do that. Yes. Yep. I think so too. That's the only type of international trip I'm taking this year. So wah, wah. And what also is cool is, and I don't know if anyone else struggles with this, but sometimes, and this is also the good thing about Less Is Now. Sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, my house is so small. And part of it is because I take up most of it with my workout space, but like, oh, my house is so small. But then when you look at the House Hunter International, for a lot of them, you realize that our space is really, really big. And I know most of you have bigger homes, but it's that perspective of some of that is just that we've learned to spread out and accumulate so much. And what I loved about Less Is Now, and I don't know if anyone is interested in this, but they do a challenge where on day 1, you get rid of one thing. And on day 2, you get rid of 2 things. On day 3, you get rid of 3 things and your goal is 30, like to make it to 30 days. So on day 30, you would get rid of 30 things. So anyway, if anyone's intrigued on trying that, I would definitely try it. I can't lie. I may one day, it might be like 10 paper clips, or like, I don't know if I'll be able to ride the challenge as authentically as they do, but I'm up for it if anyone wants to do it. Yeah, it is refreshing. And that's what is so good about that Less Is Now, Lisa. You're going to like it because it is, they're like, if you look at something and it does not serve a purpose, if it does not have a purpose, and I know that's the same with like the Marie, like the, if it doesn't bless you, get rid of it. Well, those are some big ticket items. If I got rid of, I don't know what I don't know how I could we have 1 sofa, so I can't get rid of it. Really the main problem is me. I mean, not getting rid of me, but getting rid of, I have a lot of fitness stuff that takes up a lot of room. So I probably should get rid of the treadmill. Let's see. Yeah, Marie Kondo. I can't remember, but her stuff's really good too. But Less Is Now is a little bit like it's a simpler, like it's a mindset that they're like, they went through some life things and discovered that we're just chasing this marketing dilemma. Like, first of all, the comparison stuff is so strong right now. And then we're chasing, we're buying into, oh, I need that latest thing, or I need this, or I need that. And at the end, we have more electronics than anyone could ever, like we have more of all of these things, more cords, more, we just have accumulated. Like when they were talking about how much people have in storage and in junk drawers, it's crazy. I do. Well, when I trained at my home, in all fairness, when I had humans here, they were on the balls and the benches and the BOSUs. So those, I don't just accumulate those for myself, but this season, when no one has come to use them, it seems excessive for sure. But for the most part, generally those were all in use. But what I do not do well at is I like to have multiple, like wooden spoons and multiple, kitchen utensils, and like I'm not very good at just one thing. Like I like to have extras, and I get, like, if anyone's given me something, I don't want to, I accumulate. Do I? Well, yes, because so this half of my house, Chie, is where I used to have humans training. So this room used to have a bunch of Pilates equipment in it, and then the other room, they would go from station to station with equipment that was all throughout this area of my room. Do I need to have it in my house? No, I could have rented a space, but I like to keep my fees down. So I always, when Bali closed down, I moved over here back in the day, I know. And then had some small group training here. That's a funny story too. Like it started in the garage with TRXs, and then it just kind of evolved to taking over. So I have a very, very tolerant and patient family. So yes. There's no front desk. Or housekeeping. It's just me, myself, and I, and the comedy of my family. But lately, I mean, for the last coming up on almost a year, just dusty equipment with no humans. I traded out. I'm using a different BOSU so that I wasn't totally like only using one, and filled it up. I told you guys that, so that it had extra. It was extra high, and then I feel like I keep trying to rotate around my stuff. so that I'm not only using one thing and wearing out one thing. But yeah, it is kind of like a real gym. I mean, this gym flooring in your front room, that's because that literally right there, Chie, that is my front door where anyone would come in. If you were having someone over for dinner, they would come in that very same door, and they would come in and see full access to a rubber floored gym space. And then they go the other direction to the tiny little area that my family gets. So anyway, that's a huge blessing. That's how you know that your family loves you. Yeah, most people that have this, Laura, have it like in their basement, like they have an area. This was, I'm in my dining room. If you saw my house, I'm in my dining room and my formal living room. That's where I am. So you too could have this, Laura. You would just have to really convince your family that it makes sense. And I didn't put subfloors in, or I didn't put suspended floors. So it's just, I'm on the subfloor, rubber flooring on top of that. And so when we move, we will just have to take up the rubber flooring, which this is the floor that's in the Intel gym. So when my husband was designing and doing the Intel gym, he bought the same flooring for here that he was buying and putting in there. So it's good. The mats are great. Before, Lisa, do you remember? We had carpet in here and it was disgusting. And well, I didn't ever intend to have people in my house. So that's part of it. But then I'd carpet on this half, hardwoods on the other, and carpet in this. And we were sweating. It was so not great. And so then Vic was really awesome to me and pulled up the carpet and put this floor in. And then, but when we move, we will likely have to pull this up and put carpet down for any human to want to buy this house. So, well, that was a fun little learning session. Look at how that went. Now it's like you've had a tour. We did our own house hunters. Yeah, it was. It was, and I loved it. You know, once you go in a space from carpet to hardwoods and you see all the stuff that accumulates on the hardwoods, then you're like, oh boy, I'm like, when my carpets upstairs have got to be a problem, because I see what's down here on the floor and I'm like, oh boy. So, but the nice thing, once we had this, not only was it so much better on our joints, but we didn't have to worry about our shoes so much. And we also, when people were sweating, I could wipe it up. I could clean it up much easier. So, but I'm a huge fan of sweating. So I never wanted it to be don't sweat, because I don't want to sweat on the carpet. So it's a win-win for sure. But I know I don't like carpet either, but we have carpet. All the upstairs is carpeted. That's my one thing. If we're staying here, I really eventually want that to not be carpeted, but people really do like carpet for how like cozy it feels. But the trade-off, I do like hardwoods or like whatever you have. I do like where I can clean it a little bit easier than carpet. But that's probably because I'm not, carpet cleaning is a pain. And it never, like anytime I have my carpets cleaned, it leaves, like, I have a very sensitive sense of smell. Yeah, so true, Laura. I also, with puppies right now, with dogs, I just prefer having hardwoods, because when they go run outside, Hope doesn't even go upstairs. She just hangs out downstairs. She never comes upstairs unless we carry her up, and she really doesn't even like it up there. She's like, let's go back downstairs. Upstairs, all we have is bedrooms. So, but our goal eventually, Vic doesn't like stairs at all. So our goal eventually is to be in something that's just one floor. My gosh, you guys, we've talked for 20 minutes. When I say we, I mean me. Okay, I really will let you go. But yes, I love anything like area rugs you can clean, and with hardwoods, it's easy because you can, like a lot of people have central vac. I think we have the hookup for it, but it doesn't work. So I have to do old school vacuuming. And I do have not a Roomba, but something like that. I can't remember what it is, that can be running to try and keep down the dogs. You know, our dogs don't really shed, but what they do is with their hair, they go out in the mud, and then they have mud on their hair. And so then as they run around, it just leaves this like dust. And so if I can leave the vacuum running, then there's less dust. So that's that. That's the end of that story. But anyway, I for sure this time will let you go. I love you. Have a great rest of the afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow for step. I think it's Wait, is that in the morning? When am I doing that one? I'll double check. I can't remember when let's see. Before I make the wrong statement. You guys probably already know. Oh, I lied. Tomorrow's cardio boxing. So tomorrow we have a short cardio boxing at 4:30, and then Friday step in the morning at 10:45. So that's why it didn't seem right, because I knew we weren't doing morning tomorrow, and I knew step was in the morning. So there you have it. All right, now I'll let you go. Have a great day, guys.